Hey, I'm Scott with Colony House.
Hey, I'm Caleb.
Hey, I'm Will.
And I'm James, and this is Unplugged. Hello everybody, welcome again to F&F Presents. We're here with Colony House.
Howdy. Hey.
Howdy.
Now, raise your hand if you're related. These two right here. How you guys look like you could be twins. How far apart are you?
16 months.
16.
Caleb's older. I'm younger.
And Scott, where do you fit into this?
I met at a family function. Actually, their cousin was my best friend, and met at their little sister's birthday.
Nice. There you go. Really?
Like you do.
Like you do, right. And then you just started touring the country together in a rock band. That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So the name of the album is When I Was Younger, and you guys are pretty young. I'm pretty young.
Yeah.
But I saw an interview one time, you said, you know, we just respect people that respect people who are at the points in life that they're in, and just go on. Tell me about that kind of lifestyle and that feeling.
Yeah, I think there's this, we were doing a tour with someone who had written an album about kind of adolescence and growing up, you know, loss of innocence. We learn about it in school. We all read, Lord of the Flies and like, you know, things that it's just like observing life. And there's something beautiful about, you know, children and their, you know, the carefreeness that they have. And then there's something grieving that happens. Like, we have a little niece now, and we're watching her grow up, and it's so wonderful to see her grow up, and it's so sad at the same time, because, you know, as you grow up, amazing things happen, but the older you get, the more painful things are, because you start realizing that not everyone is on the same team. When hard moments kind of arise, that's not the end. Even though it feels like the end is like those breathtaking moments where you feel like you can't get out of bed, but rather it feels like those moments are often the beginning of something great. When I was younger, it's just kind of examining life in general. It's not necessarily, there are personal experiences woven through it, for sure, but it's also meant to be universal. Everyone grows up, you know. Right. You can be 70 years old, you're still growing up. You know?
Let's talk about the single Silhouettes that's out right now. For me as a listener, it takes this different twist about, I don't know, like 2/3 of the way through the song, it kind of almost jumps into a different song.
I like the idea of songs musically matching what's happening lyrically. And when the bridge arrives in that song, it's kind of the question. The song is about seizing, you know, the moment and walking into the dark moments of life, because you sometimes have to walk into the dark to find the switch to flip on the light, you know.
You have been compared to maybe like being like a Christian band. Is faith something that's very important to you, and how does that fit into your writing and your touring and just your style as a band?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, faith is very important to us. We write music about our lives and the experiences we go through, and faith is a part of our lives, a part of the experiences we go through. And you know, we grew up in a Christian home. We grew up with a father in the Christian music industry. It was just a natural decision for us to go into the alternative music world. That's where our heart, that's where what the music we love is, the music we listen to, and that's the songs we wanted to write. So we've had nothing but support from our families and from our communities at home. And I think the main thing with art is being honest. It doesn't matter what angle you're coming from. The things that people resonate with, in my opinion, are the things that are being honest.
Right.
And so that's what we try to do. We just try to like be completely open for people to see. We don't want to try to hide anything, because at the end of the day, we just want to meet a lot of people and say thank you to a lot of people and have conversations.
Real quick, I'd like to go around the horn and just kind of talk about your favorite moment as a musician.
I love spontaneous things. I love, like tonight after the show, it's a 21 plus show, and there's a lot of people that listen to our music that aren't 21. So we try to accommodate by inviting them out after the show if they're up for it, and just playing by the band. And one of the times we did that was in Kansas City, and there were people outside. They had waited there for maybe an hour, and there was a gnarly storm rolling in. It wasn't raining yet, but we knew that it was inevitable. And we walked outside, grabbed our guitars real quick and said, let's try to get a few songs in. And we started playing, and it just starts pouring in the middle of the song. And we have this amazing video of maybe 5 people, some with like their little kids, at like 1 o'clock in Kansas City in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. And it's pouring rain, and they're just like, they're there with us. We're playing. They were like trying to put umbrellas over us, but the umbrellas are like blowing off. And I don't know, those moments I remember. You know, we could play a sold-out show, you know, and for some reason those 5 people stick out. You know,
Absolutely.
So,
I wanted to pick up a guitar whenever I bought Switchfoot's Meant to Live record whenever I was in 8th grade.
Beautiful
Oh, that's right. The song was Meant to Live. Beautiful Letdown is the record. Guitar riff, very beginning. And I was just like, that's what I want to do. With that song right there.
In Colony House days, I think just starting to get to play shows for people that are actually know what we're playing, and like getting to look out and like seeing them sing along, you know, and then as I'm looking out and seeing people sing along, is looking at me or Scott and Caleb and being like, it's working, we're doing something, right? So, but yeah, I think that's just been for this year especially. I think this is the first city. Well, San Francisco is the first city that we had only played. It was our second time playing, so all the other cities was our first time.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of been a big like question mark this tour, and getting to see people come out and actually like know the music and singing along has been a really, I think it's a new thing and a fun thing for us, and I think we're just enjoying it. And it's hard, obviously, you know, being in a band for a lot of hours, but I think one of my favorite moments is getting to go out on stage and kind of just enjoying the moment with these guys and watching people receive it. Yeah, so enjoy it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that was my last question.
Sweet.
I really appreciate your time, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your time, man.
Playing for everybody.